What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? Good morning, good evening, good evening. I'm about to set up text to speech so I can hear everybody talking. Let me type something in there, see if I can hear it. Still recording? Nope, I wanted to pause. It ain't working?
Evening.
Okay, yeah, it's working. Alright, y'all, we about to put down our stencil machine. I should have been set this all up. I'm running behind. I only got like, what, hour 30 minutes now. And this is what we're using. FKI Zion machine. For those that can't see, FKI Zion machine. So we're going to be using the FKI Zion machine to do this with the Ambition battery pack. Like I said, the Ambition battery pack work good with this. Set up. Probably can't see it. There we go. One is further out. So it ain't so close. Let's wrap this up. Since I'm behind them, I just wrap it with some quick bandage wrap. Quick bandage wrap. Everybody day gone. About to do some quick pendulum shading. It's basically a study video just to show people how to do the pendulum shading, which I'm also do like whip shading and stuff like that. Pendulum is just back and forth, back and forth. Alright, we got that. Let's get out our ink. It look like for this tattoo we're gonna be using 15 curve and a 7 curve, man. Come on, dang it, bro. Dang. $15 curve and a 7 curve mag. Oh, it's just 11. Nope, that's not 11. Do I even have a 15 in here? Let's go. Should I go with the 9? We go with the 9 and the 7. But I'll just put out some light tones and a medium tone. And this is going to be straight from our black. So we're going to be mixing our gray wash straight from our dynamic black ink. It is going to be like a 1 drop, or 3 drop, and maybe a 5 drop. We really just going to be using some light tones. Nothing too dark, nothing too dark. And we still got to get our stencil on speed stick to stick down our stencil. So for those that don't know how to stick on your stencil on thick skin, we about to go over that right now.
Thanks for joining the live. We appreciate it.
If I can find my speed stick, 1 second. I'm gonna need a speed stick too. Alright, y'all. Well, that man, the speed stick right in my face, and that's how it be. Speed stick looking dead at me, and I can't see it. Alright, we got the speed stick. Let's cut this out. We just going with a square, something super simple. Because I don't want you to have to think too much. I want you to look at it just as the shading method, not actually what we're shading. We'll just try to keep it simple. Got that cut out. Yep. My volume is up, huh? Yep. Y'all can hear me. So let's make it happen. We're gonna be putting. Should I change the direction of where I'm gonna put that bad boy? Cause actually I could just shade it on the back. Put it right here on this side probably. Y'all can see that, huh? Right in this area. Make sure it's good on both cameras. You just put it like right there. Once y'all get a close up in the further away. So that's where we're gonna go at. I could zoom down a little bit on this one. Alright, y'all, we're gonna go ahead with the speed stick. Alright, y'all, we're going ahead with the speed stick. About to lay down our stencil. I always go across a couple of times. Then I'll come down a couple of times. Just to make sure you got an even layer. We're gonna take our stencil. Just sit it down. Press it on evenly. Just to make sure all the lines is down. And by this being so simple, it should stick pretty easy. And I ain't gonna hold it on there for too long, but normally I sit something on top to let it hold down for a little bit. Especially if it's detailed, because I want to catch every little detail. Now let's go ahead and pull this up. Boom, we're gonna try to slide over. But we good with that. By it being a simple square, you know, it ain't a lot you gotta wipe off. I'm not worrying about that. If it was detailed, I probably would let this sit on here for a little minute. Because as you see, it's easy to wipe off. One. Dang, man. That's the one drop. Gotta make a 2 drop. 2 drop, 3 drop. And I might just have to set an empty cup of water out just for what we need to lighten up. In case we have to go lighter. With some distilled water. Boom. We at 6.5. No, let's go down. We going down to 6.5. It was at like about 8. I don't know how it got there. So we at 6.5 now. Alright, y'all. We gonna start out with the 9 curve mag. Y'all can't see it, 9 curve mag. At 6.5 volts. Let's start on with our lightest tone. And remember, we're only using the pendulum motion. And remember, we're gonna only use the pendulum, which is back, forward, constantly. Trying to see how I move this camera. Alright, there we go. I ain't getting no ointment out. Let me get some ointment out. So we can rub the ink off easy. Alright, y'all. Our lightest tone, I'm gonna dip into the 1 drop and dip into the just the regular empty rinse cup. And only pendulum motion. See how that's trying to wipe off? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna structure it out. It's our lightest tone. Trying to keep a consistent flow. Trying not to dig in no areas. Make sure I got an even coat. See, that's already wiping off. But y'all see that light tone that we already got down? And for this whole piece, matter of fact, I may not even do it for the whole piece. Otherwise, if we could go back and forth doing the bottom, and I may show like whip shade in the middle, may show like backstroke at the top. But when I post this video, y'all let me know how y'all want to see it, or y'all just want to see me to do this whole square just with the pendulum motion. Turn these lights on. There we go. Remember, see how light that look? And I did 1 drop and then into my water. So I lightened the 1 drop up. That's how it be on face skin though. Like the lightest tone still look a little bit dark when you're trying to build that tone up. But start off slow in the beginning. If you're not used to it. See how slow I was moving at first, but now I'm about to like pick up the speed. So we only at 6.5 volts. You're trying to splash. I mean, we don't have no ink right there right now. I'm going back in. Alright, y'all, we building the tone up. Right now we still at our light. Started moving a little bit faster. But if you ain't used to it, you could definitely start off like super slow, super slow. Or you could kind of go back and forth. See, as long as you're going across, up, cross, up, cross, cross, cross. That's that pendulum method that I'm showing you about. back and forth, back and forth. So it really like up, down, kind of like that. But in the fast pace, it don't really look like that. It's like we kind of going in and out the skin, in and out the skin. So for the structure out your cones, you can easily just use the edge of that mag. So yes, that's the thing that you can do. Make lines with a mag if needed. Use the edges of it to map it out. And this basically what I do for drawing on tattooing realism. When I don't use no lines, you'll structure it out with the shading. Get back to it, back and forth. And that's all we doing, y'all, back and forth. I said move at your own pace. Whatever volts you're running at. Right now I'm at 6.5, so I can move a little bit faster. But also if I want to, I can slow it down. But if I was running super fast, like at 8, I'll be like, literally like, woo, 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 woo. Because at 8, you're moving the needle going up and down super fast, so you got to move your hand super fast. So we're going to do that same process. I'm going to just go across this whole bottom. And y'all let me know what y'all think. If we should do the middle, like whip shading, or backstroke, or different methods within this square, or should I just change the whole piece up and do this whole square all pendulum motion, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We about to keep going over this, keep going over. Remember, we still with our light tone. It's all about building up those tones. That's how you soften them out. And you gotta worry about hitting big old areas at one time. Just stay in one spot. Smoothing that area first, and then you can start moving on. I definitely think about getting me like somebody can actually zoom. What they call it, like a macro lens. I'm about to change this lens right fast, so I'm gonna take that one off for a second. See if I can get me one like that could zoom in closer. Also see the needle easier. I was trying to set the GoPro up, but I don't know why it's not working. So until I get that one set up, I'm gonna be using these two cameras. Turn this one off right fast. I'm about to put another lens on this one. See if this helps get closer. Alright, we back up. Yep, we back up. So yeah, this definitely should get a little bit closer. Yep, it's focused right there. How we looking now, y'all? How we looking? That's better than the one before? see how close, if we can see our needle. We should be able to see our needle a little bit now, so you can see how much it hang out. You're constantly going back and forth, back and forth. And I'm gonna keep going until we get a nice smooth tone. And you see how we seeing some of that rake pattern for that pendulum? But in order to get it even more smoother, that's why I recommend like the cross-hatching technique as well. Because you'll cross patterns over these strokes to where you kind of get rid of all strokes. So by these going in one direction, back and forth, you're able to see that rake pattern. Yeah, see, this is not the micro. You still can't see the needle as much. You see it a little bit. And so it hangs out a little. As y'all can see that. Is it autofocusing? Nope. Turn that off. That spot focus. Nope, it ain't gonna focus till they get way back here. Yeah, see, it ain't gonna focus till they get way back there. So it's hanging out just a little bit. So yeah, y'all, like I was just saying, you see a little bit of that rake pattern because we're going back and forth the same direction. That's why I would recommend the cross-hatching technique, and also mixing the techniques like backstroke and cross-hatching. So you'll see that rake pattern, but you'll come the opposite way and cross patterns. That's why they call it the cross-hatching technique, and then the smoothing those rake patterns out. That's why it's good to know different techniques. Because once you know different techniques, you can always mix it up. You don't have to use that one technique throughout a whole tattoo. And once you mix it up, it's only gonna make your shade even better. But I just wanted to make a video just to show you all just the pendulum method, the back and forth, in and out the skin. But you all can practice this technique. Like I said, this is only one of the techniques. So practice this, get your shade smooth like this first. Then you can practice the other techniques that I'm going to post. Like I said, once you know all the techniques, you can mix it up how you feel works for you. See, like right here, I don't know if y'all see this or y'all see it from the top camera. That's more of a whip shade, and I was running the liner, and I just was raking, creating that dot method. Some people will consider it stippling, but what I consider stippling is like dot, 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 dot versus me pulling. I consider that more of a whip shading. Keep going across. See how we had lost our stencil, but now we kind of structured it out with the edge of that mag. So we don't have to worry about the stencil, it's already structured out. So one thing, if you don't want to lose your stencil, you could just go and hit it with the edge of the mag. If you're only doing realistic, hit it with the edge of the mag just to map it out. So once it do wipe away, you'll still have your shade there to know basically a map out of where it was. You're going to keep on going across, pendulum motion. And doing this method is really like I said, a lot of the things is all in the wrist. I don't know if you all can see that, but like a lot of it is like all in the wrist. I don't really move my hand back and forth, especially by it being a small area. It's all in the wrist. Just back and forth, constantly going back and forth. And that's one thing why I say patience is definitely needed when tattooing. Not even just dealing with your client, also to be patient to constantly build up these tones. Like realism takes a lot more time than the average like illustrative tattoo. So to build these tones up, I definitely think you need to build up your patience. Cause going back and forth, you don't want to get bored with the process. You want to fall in love with what you're doing, and actually the end result and how it's going to come out. So going through that process is definitely worth it once you see the end result. And remember, this still our light tone, still dipping in our water cup. Never even used our one drop like all the way yet. I've been dipping it into the rinse cup. Remember, it's all in the wrist. So you see on the close up, it's like going up, down, like in and out, in and out. And you can start off slow and then start building up your speed. But like you said from the beginning you don't want to start off fast because it's all about trying to get it smooth. So however slow you need to go, just keep at that same consistent speed. And as you do it constantly, like build up the repetitions, you'll have muscle memory and you'll be able to speed up your hand over time. But you ain't got to start off with no speed. It's all about the smoothness. And so I'm gonna structure this edge out. See it try to wipe away. A little shade that bone. Now we know what the edge of that square is. Boom. Now I may come back across the bottom with like our medium tone 2-drop. And so you see how we blend in our darks. When tattooing realism, I definitely start with my light tones, build up, and then I start introducing darker tones. Like I say, you don't want to go in one spot and it's too dark and you can't go back. So that's why I always recommend starting off with that lighter tone. Keep that constant float motion, not digging in no area too much. Keep it all even across the board. And the technique y'all can also try, like I said, I mostly use the wrist. I mostly use my wrist, but sometimes when I tattoo, I relax my elbow on my leg, and I really just like be going from the elbow, just sliding my arm from the elbow. And that's if I'm trying to cover a bigger area. You see I'm going all the way across versus with my wrist. I can't go all the way across. It's a lot harder versus just moving my elbow, kind of like that. So it's a lot of ways you all can try out, but you'll have to build that consistency up though. So what I'm about to start doing now, I'm about to go in our 2-drop. Since we've been using our 1-drop with the white, let me say with the rinse water, we're gonna go in our 2-drop. Let's darken this bottom up. You ought to see it, this is a lot darker than that light tone. And that's why I say you want to use light tone, because this is like a dark tone, but it's only a 2-drop. And for those that don't know, this is basically how I make my gray wash. So this is only 2 drops of black, and the rest is only distilled water. And this shade over here, most of this shade is my 1-drop mixed with water, so it's really like not even a full drop of black. And the goal we're getting the smooth shading is to where we don't see no light tones. You ain't gonna be able to see that skin tone, that light tone underneath there. It's all gonna be smooth. It's all gonna be that shade. It's not gonna be the color of the fake skin. So basically how I say that, so it's like saturating it, building up your tones. That's the same way you can look at packing black. You shouldn't see no patches of the skin tone, nothing like that. It should be all solid. And remember, this is not a whitewash we're using. Whitewash, it get a lot more saturated. This is just a regular gray wash we're building up. Trying to get it smooth as possible. So this is definitely like good practice building up your tones. Start with your lights and move up to darker tones. Lightly tapping the skin, lightly tap. Because by you tapping lightly, building up the tones, it give you a chance to make more passes on the skin. But if you're going hard and trying to really get it in there real fast, yes, you don't have that many passes on the skin. Because you're going to work the skin up real fast doing that. So I'm just lightly crossing over the skin. And at this point, we're really just using our water building up tone. Because I noticed like light on fake skin. That's why I say it's definitely not like real skin. I want to say this, want y'all to hear it. Fake skin, that's the difference between it. Because right now we only using our wash down, like our water with a little drops, we'll mix with our light white one drop. And you see it's still building up to where it's like it's getting darker. But the thing about real skin, you can use that white drop into that one drop all day. But once it heal up, it's going to still be super, super light. On fake skin, it looks like it's constantly getting darker. But the thing about it, fake skin don't have to heal. So that's why I said trust your tones. Whatever tone you putting in, stick with it and build on top. Because once it heal, it will look like just what you want it to look like. Versus if you go too light and it's just gonna lighten up and fall apart. You still want the ink to hold itself together and structure out that tattoo. Like as far as this edge, if I know I put a 4 drop on that edge on real skin, I could trust and believe that it won't fade away. But if I try to stick with that 2 drop, it definitely will fade away over time. And the whole square will look super soft. So I'll say that's our main difference with fake skin though. You could use the lightest tones and it's still gonna look like it's dark and saturated. Just for like example, I'm gonna take a black. Matter of fact, I don't have black out. That's the crazy thing. I only have a 3 drop. That's the darkest tone I have. So I'm gonna go in my 3 drop. I'm about to show y'all the difference. I don't have black out, but if I go in my 3 drop and hit this edge, it's probably gonna look like black. Look at that. And that's just 3 drops. That's why I say the main difference on fake skin is those tones. This is not even a medium tone. This is only 3 drops of black. And it looks like it's a black. Like it looks like it's a solid black, but it's not. But on fake skin, on real skin, if I use this 3 drop, it's gonna heal soft. Because there's no it's not a dark tone. But on fake skin, look, you can use a 3 drop and make it look like a black. So just imagine how a black will look next to this. Even darker. When I say that 3 drop looks super dark. It's crazy. But I just gotta lightly tap on this fake skin. And also use some light tones. So basically my 1 drop, 2 drop, and 3 drop could be like my light, medium, and dark. Well, my light, medium, and black, how dark that 3 drop is. I'm about to go around just to try to get this ink out the needle. Get this dark ink out before I go back into my light tones. And that's definitely what I recommend you all. If you go into a dark tone, I'll say keep on using it. Like I'm about to keep going around this edge with this 3 drop, get all that dark, as much dark ink out the needle as I can before I go in the light tone. Or before I go in the light tone, I'll just rinse it out if I don't have no more space to add more dark. You can just have your rinse cup on the side, rinse it out, and then go into your light tone. But don't never use a black tone and go into your lightest tone, because at that point it's no longer your lightest tone. You now have a medium tone. Yep, so now I'm about to wipe this down a little bit. So our bottom is definitely structured out. Like I said, it look like black, but that's only our 3 drop. You just constantly build those tones up. No. Let's go back into our light. And try to lightly build them tones up. So when you're going super light, you could just be raking across real light like this. It may not look like nothing's going in, but the ink is definitely going in. I used to have a problem with that early on. Looked like a lot of ink wasn't going in the skin. But then when you wipe, like, okay, you see a little bit. But over time, as you're building it up, yes, don't darken that tone, just keep it at a light tone. That's why I say you gotta trust them tones. Now I get another cap out because I feel like our light tone darkened up a little bit. I mean, kept dipping in that 1 drop. It's not no longer really like water. So I'm gonna put another water cap out. Now I'm gonna put our wash cup into the new wash cup, and it's gonna be our light tone. You can tell what's a real light tone. Like, see how that ink splatter? You can see it look just like water with a little tone in it. Whereas that 3 drop looked like it was a black. Boom. That, so, let's see how we not no longer seeing no fake skin underneath. All this is mainly our tone, our shading tone. So we ain't going in like some color and trying to constantly build it in and shape, you know what I'm saying? Make it dark. We're going back and forth because we want it to be light and soft. Now we want it to be hard, we'll be definitely like saturating it, But we just really trying to build up our tones, not trying to saturate as much. Alright, y'all, so now we got this bottom mostly done. I might just go ahead and show all the methods just within this box. Now all that just pendulum, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All that just our pendulum method. Next I may go with the whip. That'll basically slide whip right there, but back and forth for pendulum. I'm gonna stay in my light tone. I'm gonna record this, so this is gonna be just a pendulum video. So for the whole thing, y'all just go back and forth pendulum, back and forth pendulum. And that's one thing I don't know if you all heard on fake skin. That's the difference. Our 3 drop is so dark, look like black, versus 1 drop, not even a full drop, but white is still a bit dark as you constantly build it up. So real skin, you gotta think your colors have to heal up. So your light tones, that's going to be light. No matter how much you hit those light tones, it's going to stay that tone. So when it heal up, it's going to be a soft gray that you laid out. And boom. You're going to give it a little gradients. Since I got all that light tone, I'm going to go back in my 2 drop. We're going back in the 2 drop, and I'm going to shade from this dark, which is the 3 drop, and start pulling in some of that 2 drop. Just from the corner. I ain't going to go all the way down, but it's going to be just from this corner. I'm going to show you how you will build your tones up. Like all that was 1 drop and just water. And we just coming on top with this 2 drop. Right next to this 3 drop that's look super black. And you'll see how introducing those tones on top of each other. That second tone gonna go in way faster because you already worked the skin up. So the skin is open. And once you put these other colors, other tones on top, by the skin being open, it'll easily go in. But this fake skin, so you know, it still feel like it's going in a lot easier. You don't have to go over it that much. The same thing with real skin though. Once you lay those tones down before it, it don't take much to put those darker tones on top of it. Woo! Alright y'all, we got this solid pendulum shading. That's the method back and forth. We're about to be done with this part. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this alone. I'm gonna go in that middle But I guess a cross-hatching. Cross-hatching, backstroke mixed with the cross-hatching. You're gonna see that difference, then we're gonna go whip shade at the top. So we're gonna see the different effects it could accomplish. Thank y'all for watching the video. Definitely hope this helped you all out. Basically what the pendulum method is. And just so you all know, I did the whole thing with a 9 curve mag. I believe it's bug pin needle. 9 curve mag. The reason why I say bug pin, it's a smaller diameter needle, so it makes smaller holes, which is going to give you the chance to constantly go over and over and build up those tones. Versus a standard needle, it'll puncture bigger holes, so you probably don't get as many passes that ink could go in like fast. Alright, that's going to be one video on the pendulum method, y'all. Pendulum method. I'm about to go back and hit a little this backstroke. So basically this part going to be crosshatch. I'm going to be going back and forth, but I'm also be coming down and across. I'm going to be going at different angles, so y'all will see the difference between the two. And this is pretty smooth, but I think it'll be smoother with that cross-hatching technique. But not even just cross-hatching. Like I said, it's a mixture. It's like pendulum, cross-hatching. So it's like a mixture of those two. But I'm going to definitely try to stick mainly with the cross-hatching. So you all will see, which I'll be pulling down, pulling right, pulling down, pulling right. But really you want to mix it up all different ways. Right, left, bottom to top. So I'm going to end this video. This is going to be its own video right here. I'm going to stop that recording. We're going to start a new recording for the cross-hatching. I'll do a new recording for the cross-hatching using the same needle. Back into our lightest tone. Alright, you all, starting with the 9 curve mag. We still at, I believe, 6.5 volts. Yep, 6.5 volts. We're about to introduce the cross-hatching technique. So first we're going to go and map out our side, because we see it's trying to wipe away. So we map that out real light. Come up on this side as well, map it out real light. So now we got that there. We ain't going to lose our edge. We ain't going to lose our edge like that. Now we about to come in with the cross-hatching method. If you like pull down. So it's like pendulum on the slant. You see that? It's like we're doing a pendulum on the slant. So we're going back and forth right here. Now we kind of going up and down, but on the slant. And just with that area, we ain't done with that area yet. So since we went up and down right there, now we're going to come back this way. The opposite direction, cross pattern. Now you call it the cross hatching. So you'll constantly cross patterns to build up your tones. Come back again from this way. Side to side, side to side. And we're going to come down. See all the angles we done went? We went side to side, diagonal, up and down, back to diagonal. Just building up that tone. Now Mike, this is a light tone, so you see how light this is? I guess by not going over the same rake patterns, it didn't build up and get as dark. So we still real light. Cause we ain't hitting those same holes. It's super light tone, super light. And so that was our cup down from the water cup. Mm-hmm. Now we about to go ahead fill in the rest of this. About to make our way down, make our way down. Start off the diagonal. That's light. Let's go now one drop and dip back into the rinse cup. But you see, by doing this method, the cross hatching back and forth, it seems like we're building up our tones a lot faster versus keep having to go over the same spot, same spot, same spot. Because it's hitting areas that we didn't hit the first go round with the back and forth, back and forth. That hit its areas, but we also gonna come up and down. So by coming down another pattern, you're crossing lines, which is covering more space. That way it's easy to build up them tones. Build up. Back and forward, up and down, back and forth, up and down. Diagonal, side to side, up and down. Alright y'all, we still on our light tone, still building them up, building it up. Going back and forth, up and down, side to side. Remember that pendulum at the bottom, you went only side to side, only side to side. Just be pulling in all different directions. Just like a cross hatching. Still going diagonal, different angles. Make sure we hit spots that we didn't hit with that first go around. It's a lot faster building up those tones with this cross hatching technique. Alright, y'all, moving on a new area. So you see the pendulum, how light it is? Because we only went back and forth. This, by going up and down, definitely getting your tones more solid. Let's see, by not just going back and forth, you're not hitting those spots that you missed by going sideways. So you crossing paths, I mean you're hitting spots that you didn't hit the other going sideways. So that's how it's easier building up them tones. But not meaning that your tones is any darker though, it don't mean that. It just means it'll be easier building up those tones versus just going one direction. And which in return by going multiple directions and we building up tones faster, which means we're gonna only have smoother tones as your tattoo heals out, because we was able to hit way more space than just going one direction. That's how you blend it. I don't know if you all ever drew something with pen, things like that, but yeah, drawing with a pen is basically the same way. You have to use that cross-hatching technique in order to really make a pen look super smooth. Going one direction, you're going to see those strokes. Same with the machine, going this cross-hatching, you can barely see our rake pattern versus how we was able to see our rake pattern at the bottom. You could barely see it because we're crossing over our own patterns at the same time as we go. And this still our light tone, but like I said, you see by us having more passes up here. So with our own cross-hatching method, by us going different directions in that one area, I mean we're getting more passes on the skin. That's how we're building our tones up a lot faster. So by building up more tones faster on this fake skin, you see it's like getting dark fast. So we ain't able to see no lights, no skin tone underneath it. We're constantly crossing over and building it up. So just want you all to practice this method as well. Like I said, you could tie in pendulum with the cross hatching. So we go back over pendulum with the multi-direction, like cross hatching and stuff like that. It's going to get more solid, which means it's only be smoother once it heal out. It's been portraits out of there and I thought they was too dark. But once it heal, like I said, a lot of it lightens up about what, 80%. So about 20% of the tattoo I'll say lightens up, so you gotta kind of compensate for that 20%. For fake skin, you don't have to compensate for nothing, so you're gonna only be using light tones. No need to use no dark tones, because you see how this looks real dark. And we not even over a 3 drop at that bottom. And up here, we just still using like half a drop, basically. Got them dipped into the 1 drop and watered it down. It's all about keeping control of that wrist motion, building it up, building it up. Alright, y'all, so this time I'm about to stick with the lights on, but I'm gonna make a bigger pass. I'm gonna go all the way down. I'm gonna come across. We're gonna just leave it at that for now. I'll just check it out. See how our cross-hatching pattern looks. Let's dab it down. Be real light right there. You can see the tone, but be real light. And like I said, you can't see the the pattern because it's crossed. Whereas if you went in one direction, you'll definitely be able to see those patterns. But that's basically a tone in itself that you really can't see because we done mixed it back and forth, back and forth. So while them cross patterns are definitely high, like all brush strokes and things like that. Which means that on the return, you're gonna get a smoother shade. That's why it's good to mix with cross hatching, pendulum, whatever you're using, because you're only getting a smoother tone like that. Now, sometimes you feel you need to slow down and just pour super slow, go ahead and do that. Because it all depends on your voltage you're using. So whatever feel comfortable to you, go ahead and do it. The rules still apply as long as you're cross hatching it. You're definitely gonna get some smoother shades. See how it's building up? Alright, chat. We about to be heading out. I'm about to be finishing this up. The cross hatching I didn't even have to use. Well, I'm gonna still gonna go back with the 2-drop. It seems like I don't have to do it. Because building up these tones with the cross hatching is a lot easier than going back and forth like the pendulum style. Pendulum style gonna take a minute to build it up versus cross hatching. Build up them tones pretty fast. Constantly building up, building up. We're still going the same directions, up and down, side to side, diagonal, left to right. Building up these tones. I say cross hatching, as y'all seen, y'all watched it, it's easy to build up tones using this cross hatching method versus how many passes we had to go over doing the pendulum method. The pendulum constantly going over those same patterns. Cross hatching, we crossing patterns. I mean, we're covering more space, covering more ground. So definitely y'all give it a try them out. Let me know what y'all think, but like y'all see, I'm still using 6.5, so I don't recommend y'all starting off super fast. Trying to get no smooth on shading, start off slower, and then build up your tones. Man, there we go. My bad, my bad. drop here. Let's go up and down. Now one drop cross hatching. This is our official one drop, y'all. So our official one drop probably gonna look like our two drop once we cross hatch it. We're going up and down, about to come side to side. Soften it out, blend it out. Come diagonal. See how our two drop look. Well, this is our one drop. Pretty similar. We could blend that in right with our two drop that we use. But it's definitely not like that three drop, because actually I use the edge of it like I was making a line. Look at that, our two drop looking real dark. I'm gonna go around the outside. Kinda like I'm lining with the two drop. The outside still not dark as that matter of fact, this is our one drop. I'm trying to keep saying that two drop. This is our one drop that we've been using that's been got this dark. Still ain't probably up. Still ain't as dark as that. They look as dark as we constantly build it up, build it up. It look dark like that three drop. So it's the more layers you make on fake skin, the darker it's gonna get, as you see. But this is our one drop and it's looking close to our three drop. It's all about the pressure you're applying and how you're building it up, not all the dark on that outside. So basically, with fake skin, seems like you don't need all the tones. I would just say you just need a couple light tones, because as you see, as you constantly build it up, we use our water down one drop, and this is our actual one drop right here. You see the outside how dark it got, so it's all about building your tones. So fake skin, I'll definitely say it's a good spot for that then, since you could actually start with a light tone and just build your tones up. So this is none more than a watered down white drop, and the darkest point is just our white drop. We done built that up dark. But you see how we lightly going over it to where we could keep it light, so we keep building it up, it's going to only get darker. So definitely a good spot on fake skin to build up those tones, get used to those tones. You can actually start with a light. Like, I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of the grayscale method of shading. Start with our darkest and blend it out, get softer and softer, all the way down to our lightest tone. But I ain't do that on this one, but that basically seemed like what you could do with a light tone on fake skin. Just keep building it up, keep building it up. And of course, when tattooing on real skin, you'll keep building up your tone to where you get a nice gradients. Nice gradients, because you don't want to see, oh, it's dark, it got in the middle, it got light, okay, it's dark on the outside. You want that to slowly go from dark to light, dark to light. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it go from dark to light. I'm going to blend it in with our pendulum, actually. Soften it up. See, our pendulum is a lot lighter. We didn't cross hatch right there. I'm going to kind of cross hatch over that line, just so it all blends in. them tones up. Not that bottom. Because we not that smooth right there, I'm gonna just keep going pendulum at this bottom. See how close we could get to that cross hatching. Blend that all out. Soften any light spots out. You want to be soft as possible. See how now you see a little bit of light in between of it? In between it? Not like that, how light it was. Any tones that's close together, you want them to be a smooth transition as possible. Get that middle. And we're gonna call it a day for the cross hatching. Call it a day for the cross hatching. Alright y'all, we about to be done with this one. So I want y'all to get this method to try as well. The cross hatching method. Remember it goes side to side, up and down, whatever direction. Just cross your patterns. Because the cross hatching is constantly coming different directions crossing it. It's going to only give you the smooth shade in return. Y'all can try this on paper with a pen. And you'll see how smooth you could get with the cross hatching method with a pen on paper versus just back and forward on paper. You'll definitely see those lines a lot easier with the pendulum method with a pen on paper. So y'all give it a try. So appreciate y'all for watching the video. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all get this a try. Apply this to y'all own arsenal of techniques y'all got. And let me know how it helped you all. Appreciate it. Hope y'all subscribe. Put it in the comments below if y'all have questions, anything. And hope y'all have a great day. Appreciate you for watching. Boom. Alright y'all. I know we on stream, but that was another video right there. A whole another video. And then the last one I'm gonna do is the whip shading. Now whip shading, I don't intentionally go for super smooth. As y'all look right here, this is whip shading. I did that with whip shading right there. You see those dot methods with whip shading? I definitely leave like a rake pattern. Same with this shoe. It was with a 3-round liner, but I definitely created those dots with a whip shading technique. Back to that pendulum at the bottom. Soften that out. Alright y'all, we got 2 videos out the way that I wanted to do. The last one is going to be our own whip shading. And I may actually do like a stippling one as well, just to kind of give you an idea. But y'all let me know in the comments if y'all watched the live. Let me know in the comments what the techniques I should show y'all. And I didn't do the backstroke one either. Like I said, I look at the backstroke and the whip shading as the same. But backstroke, I mix it kind of with cross hatching. So I would definitely say this was kind of more the backstroke on the cross hatching technique. Pulling back, going across it. Crazy because we didn't even have to go dark at that cross hatching. This one I think without full one drop. Build these tones. But y'all let me know which one seems more smoother to you all. And it can always get smoother, just keep on putting the time in it. Definitely get smoother. Y'all can let me know what method y'all like best, pendulum or the cross hatching, cause like I said, I'm gonna be dropping these videos. Alright y'all, we're gonna leave that there. Let's wipe this down. Boom. This is what our A&D ointment look like. Our stencil there now. Our stencil look like going to since it's been sitting there for a minute. But I'm be leaving this definitely overnight. The stencil definitely ain't going nowhere. Definitely see that pattern, so we definitely get smoother than that. We definitely get smoother than that, but we're gonna leave it at that. About to break everything down. I might come back in here tonight. But I definitely had a whole nother setup. When doing the teaching videos, I need to get my GoPro set up. So definitely appreciate everybody. Let me stop the recording. Let me try to do something right fast. Stop the recording. Yep, we good. We about to end the live, y'all. Appreciate everybody that came in. But for those that didn't make it in, I know